Parsons, he's got a call to action to the Dallas front office. So he was at an event today, and obviously a lot was, anytime Micah, and this is where I think Micah's starting to ingratiate himself a little bit more with the fan base. Here's what he had to say about the start of free agency and kind of the direction this team's headed in the offseason. Quote, "The talent is there. We just got to be more aggressive the same way other teams did," said Parsons. "I don't want to sit back and watch other teams build and us stay the same. Definitely some call to action. I want to see us become aggressive and get some players that will come in and make an impact. I want to see us bring back our own players. That's just as important. Let's see what we can do there." And then when asked about his extension, he said there's been no progress, but I'm pretty confident something will happen. We'll see. He went on to add that I have a lot of respect for Jerry. Talk about Jerry Jones. "We have great conversations all the time. There's definitely a plan in place to see how everything plays out." Now, he was available on Thursday following an event for the Make-A-Wish Foundation at Great Wolf Lodge in Grapevine after competing with the kids in bowling, laser tag, and a football throwing contest. He sat back to acknowledge the fight being shown by some of the stronger kids in the North Texas community. So just a tip of the hat to Mr. Micah Parsons for that, because look, whether it's Make-A-Wish or anything, anytime, and of course our guy Dak was with the cancer center yesterday for kids that are suffering from cancer and what have you. So first and foremost, definitely hats off to those guys for that, because that's real life stuff right there. But more importantly, I would love to hear Dak say something along those lines, because Micah has already shown
he'll be boastful. He'll voice his opinion.
He'll let it be said,
even if it's kind of not adversarial, but against the grain of just not coach speak.
Oh, it's definitely not coach speak.
Yeah,
right. And sometimes it's not necessarily warranted per se, right? Like or I guess timely would be the right
Remember
thing.
the Zach Martin comment?
Well, there was that, and then I remember you talking about, the things he said after the Green Bay game, not last season, but the season before, where you're kind of like, can we let this, we're still absorbing this, and then, you've got Jordan Love on, and so, a lot of consternation from the fan base as far as that goes, but, something that Micah said also, and he said this earlier this year, and he's been very consistent about this, that he learned a lot this season, right? And that being hurt and having some time away from the football team and kind of seeing what his impact really is kind of helped him mature as a football player. And I think
he's got to realize guys look at him.
Well, I think that's what, and he's realizing that there's more to being a leader than just, hey, I go out and play great on Sunday afternoons,
guys
right?
are seeing how you practice, seeing how you are in the classroom. You're starting to become the veteran. You're not in here
too. You are post game too.
Mm-hmm. What you do on your social media. All these guys are looking at you for guidance. DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't there. He was hurt. He wasn't in the locker room every day. He wasn't. I mean, he might have been at practice. I wasn't there every day, but he's not around.
Pretty much away from the team for most of the season.
Dak hurt, rehabbing. They're looking at you. They're looking at CD. They're looking at Micah. How do we be a Cowboy? How do we be a successful football team?
And I'll be honest, I think Micah, to an extent, handled the adversity this year better than CD did. Now, I think CD obviously was dealing with the shoulder injury, and what do I mean by that? He handled it better. I don't think CD. I mean, look, in no way, shape, or form. CD did everything right as far as after games. He'd talk to reporters. Handled all the questions.
Talked about battling through injuries and wanting to give it for the fans.
And nobody's and let me make this very clear. Dealing with the injury, dealing with the shoulder, playing through that. All I'm saying is I felt like there were times throughout the season where his body language could have been a little bit better.
He's very good at correcting it after the fact, but it's more of a in the moment, how do you react on the field?
And I guess on the flip side of that, it was a trying season. This is something unlike
no one else can catch the ball but you.
Let's call it what it is, man. I mean, he's coming off 3 seasons of 12 wins, right? I mean,
he's coming out
really
being probably the best receiver in football last year, leading the league in yards.
Well, and it's not like
catches.
and let's call it what it is. It's not like Oklahoma sucked when he was there.
No.
Okay, I mean Oklahoma was a perennial top 5, top 10 team every year he was there too. Yeah. So this is probably the first year that he's had to deal with serious adversity before as well.
Side note that you mentioned Oklahoma, did he have the best 3-year run of quarterbacks ever? I mean, he had Kyler, Baker, and Jalen, right?
Was Jalen Hurts there his last year?
I'm pretty sure he played with all 3.
Ooh,
yeah. Let me Google that. Right?
I think he had the best 3-year.
It sounds
if that's
because he was what 2020 or 2021?
2020. No, 2021 because Micah was 2020.
Okay. So he missed the COVID. So he wasn't there. So he, like I said, so 21. So he's had 3 12-win seasons, and then this year, right? And then, like you said, before that, played with 2 Heisman Trophy winners and a guy. I mean, basically 2 Heisman Trophy winners, and then a Heisman Trophy candidate in Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, it's got to be the best 3-year run of any receiver, right? As far as the quarterbacks you're playing with, because you might get one season with a good guy, then he goes to the NFL.
I don't know. I mean, Julio Jones and Devontae Smith. I mean, you can add pretty much any Alabama wide receiver.
Who their quarterback was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not like, I mean, look, you had hell, you had Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Mac Jones for 3 straight seasons.
Yeah, so
they were good in college. I mean, they sucked in the NFL, but they were good in college.
You were right, Blake. He did have Baker his true freshman year.
Okay.
2018, Kyler Murray, and then 2019, Jalen Hurts. So, yes, his first 2 years he played with Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks.
And then his 3rd year was with Jalen Hurts, who was damn good in college.
Wait a minute. Who did he have? Okay, so he had, wait a minute. So his
Baker,
Kyler, and
then Jalen.
Baker won it in 2017, Kyler in 18.
Okay, I got you.
And then Hurts with them in 19.
Okay.
And CD, I'm tripping. CD was 2020. Micah was 2021.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
All right.
Get my years mixed up.
So was he there? Okay, so was he there for the 5-win season then?
Cowboys
CD?
or Oklahoma?
Yeah. CD. Cowboys season.
That was CD because wasn't 2020
when Dak got hurt?
Yeah, McCarthy's first year because and this is always what I said about this last Cowboys season is I was like, watch. Thankfully it didn't happen, but I was always like, watch. The Cowboys are going to give him a pass just like they did his first year because Dak got injured in that first year in 2020.
Yeah, because McCarthy's only had one bad year is when Dak got hurt. Every other year was 12 wins.
I thought he only won 6 games his first year, didn't he?
Well, was it 6? And then Dak got hurt, and then 12, 3 straight years in a row.
Yeah.
And then this last season.
Well, either way, the reality was this. Bringing it all back. I thought Micah looked better this year from a leadership standpoint. I think CD, as you alluded to, Blake, again, a little bit of adversity there to start the year, especially, again, some of the body language between him and Dak, especially after a couple interceptions and what have you. But as the season went on, especially with the hurt shoulder, definitely you could tell that frustration, what have you, but got better as his body, as far as body language is concerned, as the season went on. So
now, Micah talks about getting some free agents and going to getting some guys.
Yeah.
I got the free agent class pulled up in front of me while we have a second. Is there a position that you care about? I can tell you who's going to be a pending free agent.
You talking about for the Cowboys or in general?
No, in the NFL, not Cowboys free agent. We've gone over Cowboys free agent.
I mean, look, I think it starts on the defensive side of the ball because I think everything's gonna stay. I'm not gonna say it's gonna stay the same on offense.
You want tackles, linebackers, corners.
Go to linebackers because I know they talked about in G-Bag. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. They were talking about. I know Nick Bolton's a guy that they all like.
So the top 5 linebackers that are gonna be free agents this year, as far as kind of the money they're gonna be commanding. Khalil Mack, yes, no, interested.
At his age,
at 30, about to be 34.
Yeah, I mean, this guy
made $19 million on his last contract.
The first thing he said after the season was over was he's got to think about if he wants to play again or not.
Hassan Reddick, 30, $15 million on his last contract.
Hassan Reddick, didn't it take him like half the year before he even showed up?
Matt Judon, 32.
No.
Levante David, 35.
No.
Dre Greenlaw, who is looking like he's going to be a free agent as well.
Is that the 49ers guy?
Mm-hmm.
That I would be intrigued by.
Jerome Baker, Tennessee, 28.
Okay.
Bobby Wagner, we already know about that. Isaiah Simmons from the Giants heavily intrigues me. That feels like another overshown kind of guy, hybrid kind of guy. Can play a little bit of safety as well.
I was going to say, isn't he the Clemson dude that's played at like 3 different positions? Yeah. I would be intrigued.
I would love to get that guy.
Be intrigued by him.
Unrestricted free agent.
To see what a guy like Matt Eberflus can do with him, and then pairing him with
Overshown.
Less Overshown at this stage, but pairing him with Micah, and having him kind of roam around. That I would be intrigued by 100%.
Kaiser White, 29 for the Cardinals. No, okay. Devondre Campbell with the Niners. No, we don't want anything to do with him.
No.
Tyrell Dotson, Miami.
No, I don't.
Zach Bond, Philly's not going to let him go.
No.
Shaq Thompson with Carolina. Josh Uche.
You can keep him. you can keep him. The Chiefs traded for him and said, look, all we need you to do is get to the passer. And after 2 games, Spags was like, I'm good.
And that's and then Nick Bolton down here, who was making less than $2 million average.
Well, he's been playing on his rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken.
24.
So, yeah, he
better be 25.
Yeah, he's going to get paid. But that's what I'm saying. But that's a guy that, good middle linebacker, tackle machine, hasn't really gotten hurt too much. Got hurt a little bit. Look, he's going to get banged. He'll miss a few tackles from here and there. Good, not great in coverage. But I'll tell you what, he'd be the best middle linebacker the Cowboys have had in a while. Mm-hmm. So that's somebody that you would definitely feel good about and brings championship experience to your football team. So something to be said about that.